Okay, hello again, YouTube. This is Shay 5 from Shay's Vlogging channel. This video is the first one. I did the introduction one of it, but this is the first one of my storytelling series videos. The one where we're gonna get to know each other. Y'all gonna ask me questions, and I'm gonna answer them and stuff like that. And I'm in my bedroom. I'm sitting up on my bed, if you're wondering. The wall that you see behind me I love this wallpaper, okay? And so I wanted that to be my background. And it's back here in my bedroom. Now, don't mind, that's my husband's hat right there. You see it's hung on the curtain rod of the window. That's my window. I had the shade down. That's my driveway you see out there. And my neighbor's house. Anyway, neighbor's house across the road. And up on a little hill. Anyway, I had it closed, and I didn't think you could see the wallpaper real good, so I thought it would help if I raised the blind. So I did. My wallpaper, it's a light green color. So if I can get you closer so you can see it. I really love it. It's pretty, I think. And it's got little bitty flowers on it that has, the flowers, they have some pink and purple and yellow in them, and then the green leaves and all that's on that light green background, the mint green I call it. So that's it. And then I have the light on here in my closet. I don't know if that helps or hurts it. So, see, I turned that out, and now it's darker because I have no light on here, and the sun is going down out there, even though it's still daylight. So I guess the light on is better, even though you see the very bright. That's my closet. We don't have any doors, and that's the light. We don't even use it as a closet. It don't have a rod. We don't hang our clothes in it. We store stuff in it. Anyways, okay. So, but yeah, that's my husband's. He's got one on the other side. He's also got a shirt hanging there. You can't see it. Well, I can't see it as well. Y'all probably can. Okay. Anyways, so I wanted to do these back here where you see the wall. That wallpaper is the background. Alright. I'm trying to place my laptop on my lap. That's why I keep moving it, so that it's not wobbly and shaky, hopefully. Alright, I have 3 people that has asked me a question for this video so far. So I'm going to do all 3 of them in this one video. Now, as I get more, if I do, I may have to break them up into different videos, because it might be too long of a video, to try to answer all of them in at one time. Okay. The first person that asked me a question was, I'm assuming her name is Mary. I'm not subscribed to her yet, although I will be subscribing to her soon. She is subscribed to me. I think she subscribed to me during the time I was doing my challenge giveaway that I did. So thank you, Mary, for that. And welcome to my channel and my videos, watching them. I hope you enjoy them. Her name is Mary's Place 2009, and she asked this question: where are you from? She actually asked 2 questions, so she asked it as like one question, but it's really 2 different questions, so I'm going to do it in 2 different questions. So, she asked, where are you from? Okay. I was born in Louisiana. Now, I meant to check something before I started this, and then me and my stupid mind, the way I forgot to. But anyways, I don't know if I should tell the towns or not. Some people do and some people don't, for safety-wise, and all that. And I really wish the world was not like that, where we had to worry about such things like that, because it would be much easier and much funner if we could do things like that and not have to worry about it, Because really and truly, I would love to tell the towns that I was born in and that I lived in and that I live in now, which I may have it up on my channel, what town I live in. I don't know, I can't remember. It seemed like there for a while I didn't, but then it seemed like I went back and put it up, and that's what I was going to check before I got on here. But well, anyway, I forgot. So, but to answer the question, where are you from, for Mary, on Mary's place, I was born in Louisiana, but I was not there very long. Now, see, I get my stories kind of wrong at times too, as well as I'm sure everybody probably does. But I grew up most of my life thinking that we moved from Louisiana, where I was born, when I was 3 years old. I thought I had remembered that that's what my mama told me. But kind of recently, and what I mean by kind of, it was more than 4 years ago, because we lived in Mississippi at the time. I was married and I had kids, though, that I found out I was actually 5 years old when we moved from there. And Mama told me. It was Mama that told me that. And I told her, I said, what? I have been thinking all this time, and I thought you had told me that I was 3 years old when we moved in there. And now you're telling me I was 5? Lord have mercy, you know? But anyways, so, and yes, hi Mommy, hi Charlotte and Becky, that's my sisters, and my mom. They watch my videos, so they will see this. So if I'm wrong once again, Charlotte, Becky, Mama, whoever, let me know. I'm only telling what I have heard y'all tell me. Okay, so anyway, I was born in Louisiana, but like I said, I was either 3 or 5 or however old. I wasn't very old when we moved from there to Mississippi, is what I'm trying to get at. Sorry about that. So, we moved from Louisiana to Mississippi, and I have lived most of my life in Mississippi. From then on out, yes, we moved around to different towns and places in Mississippi, but we lived in Mississippi most of the time. Alright, I got married in Mississippi. My husband was born and raised in Louisiana, but when he met me, he just couldn't stay away from me, and he had to move to Mississippi with me and to be with me. And then we got married. And not long after we got married, we moved to Louisiana, close by my sister Becca. She lived in Louisiana at the time, and we lived there for about 3 months, I think it was, and we moved back to Mississippi. So anyways, and then we were in Mississippi all of that time until now. We've moved up here to Tennessee. So we live in Tennessee now, and we've been here for, if it has not been 4 years yet, it's almost 4 years. Okay, I put it to you this way. We moved up here July 17th of 2009. So, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, it ain't July yet, so it's not quite 4 years yet, okay? Almost 4 years living here in Tennessee. So, I hope that answered that question for you, Mary, pretty good, where I'm from. Now, her next question was, and what is your favorite childhood memory, and why? Mary, that is a hard question. Because I have to say, and I don't mean to brag, because I don't think it's me that I would be bragging about. I think it would be my mom that I would be bragging about. And that's a good thing. So, I had a wonderful childhood. And it was my mom that gave it to me. So, I enjoyed everything about my childhood. So it's hard to say any one favorite thing, you know? Unless it would be from the time that I guess I was 7 years old till I was 11 years old. We had moved, we were still in Mississippi, but we had moved to the coast area. Um, and we lived in a neighborhood where, it was a neighborhood of a bunch of houses. We were all close together. And that neighborhood, thank the good Lord, had a lot of children living in it, my age, all around my age. And we were all friends. And I stayed outside all the time when I was a little girl, from 7 to 11 years old. And I had all kinds of friends. I'm not going to give last names, but I'll tell their first names because there's a lot of people named all the names all over the world. But I had a Shelly, I had a Casey, I had a Tara, I had a Diane, I had an Angel and an Amber. I had all kinds of friends that lived around me in this neighborhood. And I stayed outside all the time. And we all had bicycles, and we would ride the bikes up and down this neighborhood road. It was safe, car wise. And yeah, my mom has always been worried and has always hounded in me, don't talk to strangers, if anybody stops to ask you for candy, hurry up and hightail it home, and, all this kind of stuff. So that's always been hounded in my mind. But back in them days, I don't guess it was near as bad as it was these days, as it is these days. But then too, I sometimes think and wonder, people these days don't worry about things like they did when I was a child, So I don't know. But anyways, it was safe, and my mama felt comfortable. I stayed outside and played all day long with my friends. We rode bikes. I'd go to their house, their yard. Of course, I'd let my mom know, and they'd come to my house and my yard. And I'd spend the night with them, and they'd spend the night with me. And one Halloween, I even had a slumber party, and they was all over there after we trick-or-treated together. They came to my house for a slumber party, and then it got bad weather and rained and thundered and lightning, and the lights went out, and it scared us. And one of my friends, Casey, got scared and cried. She was the youngest anyway, and me and Mama had to walk her home. And my brother-in-law, Becca's hubby, from the Becca JB. She's my sister, by the way, y'all. He pretended like he was going to go outside and check the breaker box for the lights. But what he was really doing is going outside to bang and scratch on windows to scare us kids even more, the meanie. Because that's what he done. So anyway, but it was just, always fun and riding bikes. And the two sisters, Angel and Amber, were their names. They were not twins, but excuse me, sorry about that. Their names were Angel and Amber. They had a playhouse in their yard. And so we had a club. We had started a club, and that was our clubhouse, and we had our club meetings up there, and oh, that was just so fun. And then riding the bikes was fun. And then we would play out on that street. If it rained, and it wasn't like bad weather, it didn't thunder and lightning and stuff like that, we got to play out in the rain. And, it would make like little water puddles on the road out there. And we would get out there and just sit down in the water puddles and play in the water on the road. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. And then we would play games like 1, 2, 3, red light, red rover, send Shelly right over, or whatever. And then Mother May I, and the colored eggs game. And, oh, there was so many different games. We even played Duck, Duck, Goose, and just being kids and outside and playing and lots of friends. And that's the part of my childhood that I think of the most and like the most. And since I have been married, I have seen my friend Casey, my friend Shelley, my friend Diane from that neighborhood. Since I have grown up, became an adult, got married, and had children. And that was very nice to do. Now, I have not been able to see the Angel and the Amber and the Tara. Wished I could, though. So, and I will probably keep try to get in touch with them and find them. So, if y'all are out there, Angel, Amber, and Tara, I'm Sherry Spikes. Remember me? Come on, give me a comment on this. Let me know you're out there and see me. I want to see y'all again. Okay, so that I hope answers your question, Mary, about my favorite childhood memory and why. I had a great childhood. And not only that, as a teenager, I had slumber parties too. And I spent the night with friends, and they spent the night with me. And I had games, and we played games, board games and stuff. And it was just, I enjoyed my childhood. I really did. It was fun. Thank you, Mama, for a great childhood. Okay, so, and Mary, I hope you enjoyed hearing the stories and the answers to your questions. And thank you for asking me the questions. That's what this video series is all about. And I realize it's going to be long, especially with me. I'm always long, and I like to tell stories about that. I'm trying to do them all. Maybe I should do each one separately. I think I will, so they won't be so long, because it'll end up being really, really, really long. I'm sorry. But I hope you enjoyed that, Mary, from Mary's Place 2009. And feel free to ask me any more questions. If you're more interested in my childhood again, ask more specific questions about that. And if you don't mind, like I said, this is a getting to know each other video, not just you asking questions about me. I want to know about you too. So, I'm going to ask you the very same questions right back, Mary. Where are you from? And what is your favorite childhood memory and why? So leave me a comment under this video answering those questions for me if you don't mind. Okay? Alright, so I will do that. I was going to go ahead and answer the other two questions on this video too, but I see and realize that it is going to be a very long video if I do that, because this one's already 16 minutes, 17 minutes now. So I am going to do them separately, so they won't be such a long video. So I will go with this one for now, and I'll be right back with the other two. So toodaloo till next time.